Good luck.
Thank you.
Merhaba arkadaşlar, hepiniz IEFT Talks webinarlarına hoş geldiniz. Bugün ABD'nin Gözde Devlet Üniversitelerinden St. Cloud State University'de eğitim, burslar ve kariyer fırsatlarını Wade ve Leslie'den dinliyor olacağız. Lütfen sorularınızı questions kısmından sormayı unutmayın. Yes, Wade, the stage is yours now.
Excellent. Well, thank you all very much. To get us excited for today, I'm going to start out with a quick video to share a little bit of St. Cloud State University, and then I'll take us through a presentation. So with that, I think the video's uploading and getting ready to go, and hopefully that will be showing for you here in just a moment. And Leslie, if you want to give me the thumbs up when it's coming through. That's great. So thank you all for joining us, and we're excited to be talking a little bit about St. Cloud State University. My name's Wade Sherman, and I work with our international team around St. Cloud and around the world to talk to you about the great opportunities that are available through St. Cloud State University. With that, I'm going to start a little bit with talking about the university, and I want to go ahead and share my screen. Make sure I've got this up and ready here. Here we go. So that you're seeing a little bit about St. Cloud State University. St. Cloud State University is located in Minnesota, which is in the center of the United States, all the way at the top in the center of the US. The capital of Minnesota is Minneapolis-St. Paul, or St. Paul is actually the capital, but Minneapolis is kind of divided by the Mississippi River, which was in that last slide there. One of the unique things about St. Cloud and the state of Minnesota are the number of Fortune 500 companies that are there, and so it allows for an incredible wealth of opportunities as students progress in their degree. So with that, some of them that I like to point out, 3M is based in Minnesota. The 3M company has been one of the biggest companies responsible for producing face masks, for example. Another big one that is important in the medical field, for example, is the Mayo Clinic, which is one of the top medical institutions in the world. And so we're really pleased that we have collaborations with them and with various electronic and Medtronic, which is the kind of intersection of medicine and electronics, that they're based in Minnesota as well. So a wealth of opportunities. Another one that might be really important, it's similar to, I like to use the example of Kariyer, that I know you have in Turkey, but Target is a huge company that's available for us to be drawing from as well. So some great opportunities for you within the state of Minnesota. So again, just a little bit of information about where we are, and you can see the outline of the United States there, and we're in the center of it, and we're in the center of the state, about 65 miles north of Minneapolis, St. Paul. And Chicago, which is here, I don't know if it shows, if my mouse is showing there, but Chicago is less than 500 miles, or about 800 kilometers away from where we're at. So it's about a 45-minute flight. And much like flights within Turkey, they're easy to get around. We have over 200 undergraduate programs. And so as you're considering St. Cloud State University, you can start on the presumption we probably have the program or something similar that will help you get to where you're wanting to be. And so a wealth of programs there. We also have postgraduate or graduate programs. So if you're looking for your master's degree, that's an option. We do not have PhDs, but we do have quite a few doctorates of education, so EDD. With that, I'm going to ask for the poll to be launched. And in the poll that you all will see there, I believe it's already uploaded and ready. But if you would go ahead and click on the poll, just so we know who's here with us and that we understand kind of what programs you might be interested in. If you're interested in undergraduate programs, postgraduate programs, or our intense English program, just gives me a sense of where to focus our conversation today. I will give an overview of all of them, but just like to have that understanding. So if you could go ahead and launch that poll and submit your vote on what program. You can vote for more than one. So if you're interested in the intense English program and, for example, a master's degree, that those would be both selections that you can do. So go ahead and check on that. So we will give you some options from there. With that, I'm going to stop sharing for one moment while you're filling in that survey and just give you a general welcome as well from our university president. One of the unique things you're going to find about St. Cloud State University is that we have a commitment to our international students all the way from the top down. And so we're very excited to be having a welcome from our university president who has put this short video together for us. If you'll let me know, the system doesn't always show me that the video has completed. If you'll let me know or shoot me a message, Leslie, that that video has completed. With that,
Greetings
I introduce our university president,
I'm
Dr.
Dr.
Robin
Wacker, president of St. Cloud State. I'm delighted that you're looking into coming to our university. Let me be the first to tell you about what's so great about St. Cloud State. You are about to begin an amazing journey of learning and exploration. At St. Cloud State, you will be among a vibrant and welcoming community of over 1,200 international students from over 90 countries. We are proud to offer more than 250 degree programs, over 200 student organizations, and a scholarship for eligible international students, reducing tuition by nearly 50%. As you begin the application process, watch for messages with important information from our Center for International Studies. We can't wait to welcome you to our campus soon, and when you get here, I look forward to meeting you. And go Huskies!
Great. So thank you for that. So I'm going to go back to sharing my screen so that you're seeing a little bit more about St. Cloud State. So as Dr. Wacker mentioned, we're in a phenomenal position that with a university that was founded in 1869, we're over 150 years old. We're a full-fledged university, and we're located on the beautiful Mississippi River. And so what you're seeing in this picture here is the university campus that kind of goes around the university. We're in a great location, so there are beautiful views throughout the year. So great opportunities for you there. Some of the ways that you can judge the quality of St. Cloud State University are through things like looking at our average class size, that is about 18. 95% of our classes are taught by faculty, so you're not getting necessarily teaching assistants, that they're actually taught by the faculty, and with a great student to faculty ratio. We have over 93 different countries represented at the university, so that's a great opportunity. I like to show this slide just as an example. It is not necessarily the full list, but just showing you the wealth of programs that we have as a university. So starting with accounting and ending with theater and beyond, that we have all sorts of opportunities, that it is a great opportunity for you to come and study. Some of the more popular ones, I think is my next slide, are, for example, biochemistry, or in the biomedical sciences, computer engineering or computer science. One that I really like that combines criminal justice along with computer science is our cybersecurity program, which is really unique and increasingly important. Electrical engineering, all sorts of business programs, and I'll talk a little bit more about our School of Business, mass communications, nursing, software engineering. All of these are phenomenal options. Knowing that you're probably going to consider coming back to Turkey, and you have such a great tourism in Turkey, travel and tourism is another option of directions you can go, or geography. So great options for you to go with at your undergraduate level. At the graduate level, again, we have over 60 programs, and everything from counseling to history to education, criminal justice, again, as a postgraduate. We do also have an incredible Master's of an MBA program. We also have, and I really like this one, it's really unique, is our Masters of Engineering Management. And so after having received your engineering degree, this is a follow-up master's degree that's going to help you understand more about the business side of engineering. And so it kind of brings those together in a really nice way. So again, all sorts of different opportunities for you there. Some of the most popular ones, again, showing there, including teaching English as a second language. And so a good option for you there. All sorts of benefits of graduate school. So we always want to encourage you to be continuing on with education for that, and those opportunities are there. The third one that was one of kind of your poll options that I want to talk about is our Intense English Center. That we do have a phenomenal program. So if you're still learning English or just want to gain that little bit more confidence in the program in English, that's an option for you as well. And so a really good direction for you to go if you're wanting that. For those of you that are already enrolled or going to enroll in a university in Turkey, we do give the option of studying for just a semester at St. Cloud. And so we refer to that as semester at St. Cloud. And that is an option for you that allows you to transfer your credits back, and but yet have a shorter period of time in the United States. For I didn't ask this in the poll, but I probably could have. For any of you that are still in high school, we do offer an Education USA Academy. And so St. Cloud State University has been selected to be a provider for high school students to come and get the experience over 2 to 3 weeks in the summer. It's kind of like a camp for you to study and explore what education in university might be like in the United States. So if that's something you're interested in, please have a look at that. Right now, they are doing quite a few virtual versions of that are going to help you prepare your statements to come to university and give you all sorts of different experience. That is called Education USA Connects, and it's part of the Education USA Academy. So please let us know if you have any questions from there. One of the things that anybody coming to St. Cloud State University, whether as an Education USA Academy Connects or Academy student to undergraduate to graduate, are the phenomenal student services and opportunities that are available through St. Cloud State University. Some of those include our Center for International Studies, our multicultural student services, and our student accessibility services. Again, all of these are phenomenal opportunities for you. We also have all sorts of career preparation available for you and academic support. So if you're feeling like you want a little more support in a class, that's an option for you. And health and wellness, we have our own medical clinic on campus along with mental health support services. So all of those are options for you. As you heard from Dr. Wacker, we have over 1,200 international students from more than 90 different countries. And so phenomenal opportunities to be part of a diverse campus of students from around the world. And so we really appreciate that. We do a Power and Diversity conference that's fantastic. We also do all sorts of international cultural nights throughout the year where you can help people explore a little bit of Turkey, whether it's through food one night or maybe you're going to teach them how to make menemen, which is one of my favorite Turkish breakfasts, so that you have lots of options to be engaged on campus. We do have over 250 different clubs as well, and as a student you have free access to concerts and theater that are there, so great opportunities for you. We do a fun evening night event called Atwood After Dark, and that's kind of everybody has glow sticks and a great night out. I'm really proud of this one, this picture, that St. Cloud State is very good at hockey. We're what are referred to as Division I, and this year we got second place. We're very proud of that and very proud of our hockey players and the great work that they've done. But beyond hockey, we have all sorts of events, from football or soccer as we would call it, to baseball, basketball, swimming and diving, volleyball. And while we have the professional collegiate teams, we also have it set up so that it's there are fun teams available that you can be a part of as well. All of those sporting events are available for free as a student. So again, really unique opportunity for you there. On campus, we have all sorts of living options for you, as well as catering available on campus. One of the things that's unique to St. Cloud State University is that you have free access to the Metro Bus. And the Metro Bus is our bus system in the St. Cloud metropolitan area that helps you get around the city and explore beyond the campus. So that's a free benefit as a student for St. Cloud State University. I noted earlier our criminal justice program, and one of the unique opportunities that students in that are able to be a part of is that we have our own campus security, and we work very closely with the local police to make sure that our students are always safe, that our goal is to be keeping you safe, secure, and that is our priority, so that you can be reaching out to them. Applying what you learn in the classroom, because after all, going to university isn't just about the fun. There is the classroom part, but you're going to find out that classes are actually quite fun, that there are quite a few research opportunities for those that are interested in that. For those of you that are interested in an honors program, we have an incredible honors program and opportunity for you there. The other thing that you have the opportunity for is the 89% of students found jobs in Minnesota, which is pretty awesome, particularly at the master's level. We are ranked in the top 3% of most affordable universities in the United States. And this is so amazing and incredible. And so I realize all of the opportunities are exciting, but at the end of the day, we have to figure out how to pay for it. So I want to talk about that a little bit more in just a second. But we're in the top 3% of the most affordable universities and colleges in the United States. Students rate our student services as a #1 top opportunity. So the way that we have made ourselves so affordable is that our normal cost for university for international students would be, and this is what I'm talking about here is for the undergraduate. It's a little bit different at the graduate, but I can talk about that as well. Our undergraduate level for tuition and fees is just over $17,700. With living on campus, you're looking at an additional $8,500, and then the other requirements that you would need to have. So insurance, books, etc. That would come to normally $30,000 or just over. But for every single international student, we are able to offer you a scholarship for $7,416. And what that does is it brings your total cost, all inclusive, to $22,869. That is available to every single student as long as you have an international address. That's the only requirement. We make it as simple as that. So this is a phenomenal opportunity for all of our international students to get that scholarship. Just advancing, there we are. We call it our Academic and Cultural Sharing Scholarship, and that is available to all of our undergraduates. It is available for our master's students at a slightly different rate, with the exception of a few programs. Our Master's in Business Administration, our MBA, our St. Cloud at Plymouth, which is a small campus closer to Minneapolis, St. Paul, which is mostly our Master's in Engineering Management, and our Intense English Center and our doctoral programs aren't eligible for that, but everything else is. So a very wide range of opportunities for you to be looking at. The next exciting thing about St. Cloud State is we make it super easy to apply. That our application is right on our website. There's no fee to apply. So why not see what it's going to take and if you can be accepted to St. Cloud State. We're going to make it easy. All we want is you to submit your school grade reports. Even if you haven't completed high school yet, or you can send us that, and we're going to review it. We're going to see where that's at, and we go from there. We also make it easy for your English language proficiency, that we do require either a 61 or a 5.5, but we're also open to other things like Duolingo, or if you have been taught in English at your high school, that we would take that with a letter from your high school administrator, your principal or headmaster, and that we would be able to accept that as proof of English proficiency. And then submitting your financial documentation. And that's what we need to review your application and decide on whether you can be admitted to St. Cloud State. We do encourage you, particularly right now as visas are a little more difficult because of restrictions around the world because of COVID. We are asking that you, we encourage you to do that as soon as possible. That is so that you can get your visa early on. That's the best approach to some of that. With that, this is our contact information. And at this point, I'd like to introduce you to my coworker, Leslie. Leslie is actually the person who's going to receive your application and be the one that follows up with you, and can talk a little bit further about that admissions process. And then we'll jump into some of the questions that you might have.
Hi, everyone. So Wade's right. I'm Leslie Starrett, and I am the person that will be reviewing your application for consideration at our institution for admission, and helping you navigate all of the things that you need to submit in order for us to get to that point to make an admission offer. I have been answering some of the questions that have been coming in to the question section of this platform. So you can, I'm not sure if everyone can view those. Otherwise, I can quickly kind of go over that too once I guess if anyone has any questions. Wade did a really good job of telling you about our institution, about our programs, and also covering the basics for applying to the university as an undergraduate student. To reiterate, the main things are really just completing the online application. Again, there are no application fees for undergraduate students. Submitting your high school transcripts or school leaving certificates. We kind of need to see a combination of those. And then also your proof of English, depending on which test you decide to take. And then we can make an admission decision based on that. So all of our admission decisions are based on academics. And then if you are offered admission, then we do ask for your passport and your financials. You can certainly submit all of that documentation to us all at one time, or you can wait to submit the financial portion and the passport until after you've been granted admission. It does slow down the process, so if you can do it all at one time, that'd be great. The other thing is that if you can submit all of your documents to us at one time after you've submitted your online application, that too kind of speeds up the process. Excuse me. All of our documents for initial review, we do allow you to submit them by email attachment. So we have them sent to our main email, the World to SDSU email that Wade had put on the screen. That also just helps with the process in terms of us, speeding things up so we don't have to wait for your original documents to come. However, we will need to see your original documents once you are offered admission, and you can either bring those with you to campus when you come for orientation, and we'll do basically a verification of it. You'll submit them to us, we'll verify that we saw the originals, and then we'll provide those documents back to you. The process is pretty simple. It's just something that we need to do in order to maintain all of our accreditations. So with that, I am going to, open it up for question and answers. I'm going to quickly cover some of the questions that I've already answered in the chat. And then,
and Leslie, I've also got the OPT and CPT slides available because there was a question on that. So I'll go ahead and share that. Do you want to talk about that, or would you like me to?
No, I certainly can.
Okay.
That's
so
fine.
let me share that.
Okay. So one of the questions that we did get while Wade's putting that up here on the screen is a question about OPT. So OPT for students who are on the F1 visa is a work authorization after graduation. So it's after you've completed your studies. This slide is about CPT. CPT is the internship. Oh, sorry, now it's OPT. But yeah, it's off-campus work authorization. So as an F1 student, once you complete your once you've completed your program, you can then transition into the career force or the workforce in the United States to get some professional experience within your career field. The key there is it does have to be related work. So if you got a degree in, say, accounting, you couldn't work in, like, say, hospitality unless it was specifically in that hotel's accounting office. It's, little nuances like that. The great thing about it is you do get to work up to a year. It's anywhere in the country. So even if you went to school in Minnesota, we have great opportunities, like Wade mentioned earlier, for you to stay in our state. However, if you find a job in Texas or find a job in Vermont, you are free to take employment there as well. It does not have to be within the state where your university is located. If you happen to be studying a STEM related program, so science, technology, engineering, or math related program, if your program has been designated as a STEM program, you would also qualify for a 1-year extension. So ultimately, you would be able to do up to 24 months of work authorization. This is because most of the fields that are considered, or most of the programs that are considered STEM, are in high demand in the United States. We don't have enough people in these fields with this training, with this knowledge, for the amount of jobs that are out there. And so the government has pre-designated this special authorization to allow companies to take advantage of the new talent that's coming out of all of our universities. And then ultimately, the idea is that if it's a good fit, the company will potentially sponsor you and maybe offer you the ability to transition from the F1 student visa to the H-1B work visa. So that is an exciting opportunity as well. There was another question earlier about, I think, nursing, that too. So in the United States, the nursing program, you can graduate from St. Cloud State with a degree in nursing, but then you do have to take or pass a nursing board. It's a standardized examination per state. So if you graduate in Minnesota and you intend to practice or would like to practice, I shouldn't say practice, but if you'd like to get a job in Minnesota as a nurse, you would have to pass our state board nursing exam. And then from there, it'd be the same process. Once you're done with, OPT, if the hospital would like to keep you on as a permanent staff member, if they're willing to sponsor your H-1B application, then you could transition into professional work. CPT is a great opportunity too. It's the internship version of OPT, and this allows you to technically work off campus in a paid internship while you're still finishing your program, but it tends to be in the latter part of your program. So typically, if you're a first-year student, you would not qualify for first semester CPT. The same would go if you're a new graduate student. You would not be able to start your CPT or internship component of your program the very first semester that you're on campus. But it is something that is a great opportunity to, again, get additional work experience in your career field before you officially graduate. So, all right, what other questions are in our chat?
I can ask some of the questions for you.
Oh, thank you.
So we've talked about OPT and CPT. There was one question on banded tuition. Do you want to talk a little bit about how some of that works?
Sure. So St. Cloud State is unique. Not every university in the United States does what we refer to as banded tuition. And basically it is the ability to take up to like 18 credits or more at the same price. So essentially, to maintain your F1 visa status, an undergraduate student needs to be enrolled in 12 undergraduate credits per semester. With banded tuition, the price from 12 credits until, we really don't recommend students take more than 18, so we usually say 12 to 18 credits, is the same price. And the reason why we have banded tuition is we're really trying to encourage students to take at least 15 credits a semester, and part of how we encourage them to take 15 credits versus the minimum of 12 credits per semester is through that tuition discount benefit it allows you to take more credits for the same amount of money. So for the same price of 12, you could take up to 18. So there too, there's a huge cost savings that can be added into what Wade had also already mentioned, of the international scholarship that we offer our students. So it is really, really affordable to get through your program rather quickly for the minimum cost.
That's great. And one of the things that I don't know that I had mentioned is our ACT or SAT or GRE requirements. And I know that there were a few questions regarding that.
Sure. So at the undergraduate level, ACT and SAT are not required for admission to our university. We also do not look at those scores in terms of merit scholarships or things of that nature. We can, however, or I can, however, look at your ACT or your SAT score if you've already taken them, because I know some students are considering maybe some other universities that do require those exams. If you have already taken that test, I can look at the SAT or ACT in place of your English exam. So for instance, if you were planning to take the SAT and the TOEFL, for St. Cloud State, I wouldn't even need to see the TOEFL. I could just look at your SAT scores, and that would be enough to satisfy our English proficiency requirement. In terms of the GRE, it's something that not all of our graduate programs require. We've done a study in the last, I would say, 5 to 6 years, over the last 5 to 6 years, and I found that GRE scores are not necessarily a predictor of student success, especially in some of our humanity programs and other programs that don't rely on, say, like heavily on math. So you'll find that a lot of our programs on our campus that are like engineering or maybe computer science, they still tend to want to see a GRE score. It gives them an idea based on your math score and so forth, how you might perform in their program before they offer you a seat. They're also quite highly competitive programs, so they do want to select the best and the brightest for those programs. However, some of our other programs on campus don't require the GRE. So.
Great. And when should you apply?
I would recommend always to apply as early as possible. Right now, if you, for instance, for fall semester, so every year our fall semester typically starts the end of August. So this year, well, pretty much every year, I want to see your applications by July 1st for international students. However, with consideration this year, because of COVID and some other delays that we're seeing just with visa appointments and even travel, I would encourage everyone to try and get their applications in as soon as they possibly can. That will just allow you more time to get everything else prepared in terms of your visa appointment. And it also just will reduce your overall stress of having to, wait and see for those other pieces to fall into place. If you're looking ahead for spring semester, our spring semester typically starts in early January. And so in that case, I really would like to have the applications no later than November 1st. But again, this year, as always, it's best to start as early as you can. That way, if I am missing a document or whatever the situation might be, it just allows you more time. Specifically for our graduate programs, it does vary by program. So on our website, under each of the different graduate majors, it will indicate some of the time frames. So for instance, one of our upcoming deadlines is April 15th. So this coming, is it actually today? Today is the deadline for a lot of our graduate programs. I was looking at my calendar, which is to the right of me here. And yeah, so anyway, it's today, but that is for a lot of our programs for fall for students who are still outside of the United States. That's not every program, but that is kind of an early deadline. I would say that a lot of the other programs, if they don't have the early April deadline, they tend to be early June as well. But I think that a few of our programs have bumped up their deadlines this year, again, because of COVID, just to kind of allow everyone a little bit more time and a little less anxiety.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
And can you tell us a little bit about the living expenses?
Sure. So on the I-20, so for the U.S. government, every university in the United States is asked to estimate the cost of living. And also pretty much we're supposed to provide a snapshot on the I-20 of total expenses a student would ever incur in 1 year. And so part of that on the I-20 is obviously tuition and fees, but it's also housing. So we do allow international students. I mean, there's a ton of on-campus housing, like Wade mentioned in his presentation earlier, but we do allow students to live off campus. However, on the I-20, we do have to estimate those costs. And so regardless of what you decide to do, if you decide to live on campus your first year or off campus your first or second year, you still will have to show the full amount for housing, which is about $8,500. Cost of living in the United States can be expensive when you're looking at other schools. You'll find that the cost of living on the coast, so if you're looking at schools in Florida or schools in California, are going to be quite high in comparison to where we're located. In the center of the United States, the cost of living is quite reasonable. I would even argue quite low. In St. Cloud specifically, if you did choose to live off campus and get a one-bedroom apartment, you could probably find something probably around $600 US dollars a month, but that would be inclusive oftentimes of electricity and heat and some of the other add-ons. There's also a lot of housing around our campus that is conducive of multiple roommates if you wanted to have a house and if you had some friends that you wanted to share some accommodations with. Again, it's very reasonably priced once you kind of shop around and look at some other locations in the U.S.
And I think that really speaks to the question that Sate has, that what makes Minnesota different? Well, our cost of living, as a university, our excellent education, and we are so committed to our international students that scholarship is making it so that you're paying the same as we are, which is actually really unique. So normally there are different prices for international students or domestic students, or even within the United States, we have some different prices based on where you live. What we do for our international students is we make it so that you pay the same as people in Minnesota. So we make it as absolutely affordable as possible. The advantage of a state university is that it's already heavily subsidized by the government of Minnesota to pay for some of your education. So what you're paying to get a program that's $22,000 a year, you all have already done your research. We know that, but we also know the cost of St. Cloud is so affordable. There are some additional scholarships that might be available on top of that academic cultural sharing scholarship, but I do note on all of those that those are then competitive with everybody else at the university. So that's where I like to make sure that you're aware of that as you're applying. And we're not talking full scholarships. That's very unusual to find at a state university. So we're in a great situation from there. So again, that academic cultural sharing scholarship does, and I'll take that slide back up because someone was asking about that. That is available to all international students, and it's just over $7,400, and that is an automatic scholarship that you go from there. You do normally, this is a great question, Ken, about how you need to pay. You do need to pay the first semester and show that you have that funding in order to get the visa. And so that's the important part of that. A question on online learning. So we have right now gone to online learning, but we are also, one of the things, if you want to do some research, look at the incredible vaccination process and progress that Minnesota in particular has made. That anyone 18 and older is now eligible to get the vaccination in the US. And so we are fully planning to be face-to-face. We will be incorporating some of, COVID's changed the world. And so we will be incorporating more online learning as a part of the future as well. But we are planning on meeting in person. We do recognize that there are some countries where that's not going to be able for them to travel just yet. And so we are coming up with plans for those students. But luckily, Turkey is not one of them. That Turkey has been a country that's very open, that we are very open to. So coming from Turkey to the United States, and I actually believe the embassies are fully open in Turkey, and that you are able to get visas. So I know that because I have traveled to Turkey recently as I was returning to some other places, and was able to spend time there in February, even though it wasn't very much open. But it was a great opportunity to be in Istanbul and just love. That's where I've fallen in love with many men, and I've got to remember the other one. Is it Manta? The little, they're kind of like little dumplings. I love those as well. So do enjoy my time in Turkey. I think we've managed to answer all of the questions that are in the chat. Do we have tuition? We asked that. We just want to make sure if you do have questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. We have a question on a master's program related to biomedical engineering. We do have some different biomedical master's programs. Again, what we'll do is in the chat, we're going to put in two things. Now, this first one is the link for undergraduate students. If you're interested in more information on our undergraduate programs, this link is for you. And make sure I've got the right one here. And Leslie, could you queue up the graduate one?
Yeah.
We will make sure that you have that available as well. Just 1 second here. I'm working on multiple screens. So I will get, so that's the graduate major link. This is if you're interested in undergraduate. And so you've got that. Let me just type that in here. So Leslie put in that graduate link. So more information is there. If you're interested in more information, Leslie, we have, I believe, a specific inquiry form that we would ask you to fill out for graduate students. And so the one that I've listed is for undergraduate. We do have an additional one for graduate students. But if you fill out really either of them, we'll try to filter them out. But it does help us if you're a graduate student, if you would follow, if you would submit the form that we're just about to post here. That is really the gist of who we are. We're dedicated to our students. We want to have you come and join us and have great opportunities in the United States. We make it as affordable and easy as possible for you to do that. And it's just a great opportunity. If you are interested in information on that Education USA Academy or the other opportunities such as semester at St. Cloud, again, fill out that contact, or we always encourage you to reach out. Our email address is on here as well. Leslie, I think, could you put the email address in the chat that we want them emailing, so that you've got that, just reach out to us and we'll get you into the right department from there. So with yogurt, absolutely. Absolutely. If I'm going to have manta, it has to have yogurt and the tomato and even the paprika and different spices that go on it. Yeah, I'm kind of addicted to manta. I just don't have the energy to make it myself, so I have to go to a restaurant and get it. Luckily, the hotel I stayed at served manta. With that, we just want to thank you all so much for joining us today. Again, those links are available to you. Check us out. We're a great option. We're an affordable one. And Khan, I did learn about manta from a friend who made it in our house when I was quite young, that she was doing her doctorate with my mother. Some great options for you there. Any other questions? Not seeing any. Just want to thank you all once again for joining us. I do have it's about a 10-minute video. So I don't think I'm going to show it, that we're all going to, we don't all need to sit and watch it together, but I do want to put the link for it. So give me just a second to pull that up. That this is a great link talking about the university for you to watch. It gives you a real good sense also of kind of who and what we are. So it's really, that's not the one I wanted. There's another one. That was the intro one. Just 1 second. If I can get it up here. The St. Cloud 150. We did a great promotional video for our 150th anniversary as a university that I always like showing, particularly as people are coming into a room, but as we were all kind of set for our meeting time, we've got a good one there. So let me put that link here for you. There we are. And I'll put that link in so that you can watch that later here. There we are. I got the right one finally. Thank you all so much for joining us. And if you do have questions, let us know. That 150 year is, it's about 15 minutes and gives you even more information and more visuals about the university and conversations with some of the professors. So with that, I think we're in good shape for today.
Yeah.
So, and I should say Saud. Is that what you say? Do I say Saud to say thank you?
Yeah, we say sağ ol, but it's
Sağ ol.
more like informal. You can say teşekkürler.
Teşekkürler. Thank you all so much for joining us, and we appreciate you taking the time.
Yes, thank you very much for your great presentation, Wade and Leslie.
Yes,
It was
thank
a
you so
really
much.
informative webinar for the attendees. Also, I would like to thank the participants in Turkish as well. Katıldığınız için teşekkür ederiz arkadaşlar. St. Cloud State University ile ilgili diğer sorularınız için Wade'in ve Leslie'nin paylaşmış olduğu mail adreslerinden iletişime geçebilir. Linkleri inceleyebilirsiniz. Yarınki webinarlarımızda görüşmek üzere. Thank you again, you guys. It was a pleasure to have you in IEFT Talks.
Thank you all so
Thank
much.
you so much. Bye, everyone.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye.